Lesson number 13 for December 18th, Sunday. The Final Judgment. For many, the idea of judgment means condemnation. And though that's part of the process, we mustn't forget that the idea of judgment has a positive side in that judgment also involves the vindication of the righteous. Actually, the book of Daniel refers to an end-time judgment in favor of the saints of the Most High. Daniel 7:22. God's judgment includes both, a principle found in this Old Testament text. 1 Kings 8:32 says, "Then hear in heaven and act, and judge your servants, condemning the wicked, bringing his way on his head, and justifying the righteous, by giving him according to his righteousness." Matthew 25:31-46 says, "When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divides his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then the king shall say to them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For when I was hungry, and you gave me meat, I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we you hungry, and fed you, or thirsty, and gave you drink? When saw we you a stranger, and took you in, or naked, and clothed you? Or when saw we you sick, or in prison, and came to you? And the king shall answer and say to them, Verily I say to you, inasmuch as you have done it to one of the least of these my brethren, you have done it to me. Then shall he say also to them on the left hand, Depart from me, you cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me not meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you took me not in. Naked, and you clothed me not. Sick, and in prison, and you visited me not. Then shall they say, and answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we hungry, or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister to you? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say to you, inasmuch as you did it not to one of the least of these, you did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal." Also read John 5:21-29. Now, how did Christ point to the concepts of both condemnation and vindication in the final judgment? Some claim that the expressions is not judged, John 3:18, and will not be judged, John 5:24, means that those who are in Christ are not judged at all. But these expressions imply that believers are not condemned in the judgment. Hence, the text should be understood as saying, is not condemned, John 3:18, and shall not come into condemnation, John 5:24. In short, our destiny is determined in our present life. Those in Christ have the vindication of the judgment already assured, and those who are not in Christ remain under condemnation. Describing the judgment of Matthew 25:31-46, which we read, Christ mentioned the presence not only of the goats, the wicked, but also of the sheep, the righteous. And the Apostle Paul stated explicitly in 2 Corinthians 5:10, "For all of us must appear before the judgment seat of Christ, so that each may receive recompense for what has been done in the body, whether good or evil. While reflecting on the judgment, we should keep in mind that we are saved by grace, Isaiah 55:1 and Ephesians 2:8-10, justified by faith, Genesis 15:6 and Romans 5:1, and judged by works, Ecclesiastes 12:14 and Matthew 25:31-46, and Revelation 20:11-13. The basis of the judgment process is God's moral law, as summarized in the Ten Commandments, Ecclesiastes 12:13 and 14, and James 1:25 and James 2:8-17. Our works are the external evidences of the genuineness of our saving experience, and consequently the elements to be appraised during judgment. Remember, there is no arbitrary decree from God electing some to be saved and others to be lost. Each one is morally responsible for his or her own destiny. In the end, the judgment is not the time when God decides to accept or reject us, but the time when God finalizes our choice as to whether or not we have accepted Him. Our choice made manifest by our works. From the book The Acts of the Apostles, page 424 and 425, it says, God justly claims the love and obedience of all His creatures. He has given them in His law a perfect standard of right. But many forget their Maker and choose to follow their own way in opposition to His will. They return enmity for love that is as high as heaven and as broad as the universe. God cannot lower the requirements of His law to meet the standard of wicked men. Neither can man in his own power meet the demands of the law. Only by faith in Christ can the sinner be cleansed from guilt and be enabled to render obedience to the law of his Maker. Have a blessed day.